2 years ago, I was white labeling software for $500 per month clients. Today, I run a 100K ARR SaaS. No VC money, no co-founder, just me, a laptop, and a system that works. If you're grinding on client work and wondering how to build something that scales, I've been there. 5-phase journey from 0 to 100K ARR as a solo developer. Phase 5 is the one nobody talks about. It's not about coding, it's about distribution. And it made me 20K in a single day. Let me take you back to where this started. A few years ago, I sold my software agency. I wanted to learn how to really sell, not just build. So I did what a lot of developers do. I white labeled Go High Level and tried selling that to small businesses. And honestly, I got some traction, 20 clients in about 2 to 3 months. But here's the problem. These people didn't need software. They needed hand holding. They needed custom work. They needed a service. And my developer brain was screaming, this isn't how it's supposed to be. This can be better. I wasn't running a SaaS, I was just running another service business. But then I noticed something, a pattern. Every single one of these clients had the exact same problem. They were all struggling with lead follow-up on WhatsApp. That's when I realized I don't need 20 different solutions. I need one software that solves one specific problem really well. So I decided to build it. And what I'm about to show you is the 5-phase system I used to go from that realization to 100K ARR. I call it the Bootstrap Stack. Most developers start by building the perfect product. I didn't. I grabbed Airtable, I grabbed Go High Level, and I duct taped them together. Literally. It wasn't pretty, it wasn't scalable, but it worked. I loaded up my old inactive client database, had a system reach out to them on WhatsApp and waited. And instantly it was a hit. People were responding, conversations were happening, leads were re-engaging. That's when I knew I had something real. Here's the lesson. Don't build the perfect product first. Build the update version that proves the concept. Because if you can't validate it with duct tape and Airtable, you won't validate it with clean code either. So I had a proof of concept, but I needed to build the real thing. Most people would say, go raise money, find a co-founder with capital. I did neither. Instead, I reached out to my network and said, hey, this is what I'm working on. And someone made me an offer. They said, I'll join you. They'll cover the development costs. Now, this wasn't a huge investment. It was basically just a developer salary. But here's the key. This was a strategic partnership. They covered costs. I built the product. We both win. So the MVP development started. I wrote the requirements, deadline to the 3 months, and I got paid while building my own product. That's the funding flip. Find someone who sees the value and will invest in your time. All right, confession time. I'm lazy. Now, not don't work lazy, but why reinvent the wheel lazy? So when it came time to build the actual MVP, I started researching no-code and low-code tools because look, I can code, but why spend 6 months building authentication databases and UI from scratch when tools exist? I found Flutterflow. It's a low-code tool that's fast, flexible. And here's the big one. You can export your code, so you're not locked in. If you need to scale or customize later, you own the code base. Within 3 months, just me, I built a fully functioning MVP. And remember, I got paid to do this. So by the time the MVP was done, I had a working product, cash in the bank, and zero debt. Here's the lesson. Use tools, be strategically lazy. Speed beats perfection when you're validating. MVP was ready. Now I needed real users. I started reaching out to local businesses, got a few beta testers. They were small, maybe 10 to 20 chats per week. Got some good feedback, made improvements. But then I onboarded a big client, a client I still had from my old agency days. They were processing tens, maybe even 100 chats per day. And they had really stress tested the system. We had some bugs, we had some performance issues, but we also had really good results. Leads were converting, conversations were automated, the system worked under pressure. And here's the thing, all of these clients were free. They weren't paying anything. They were just validating the product because we didn't need revenue yet. We needed proof that this could handle the real business volumes. Once I had that, I was ready for phase 5. This is the phase nobody talks about, and it's the most important one. Because here's the truth, building a product is the easy part. Getting customers, that's the hard part. So I remembered AppSumo. It's a marketplace where you can list your software and get sales fast. The whole onboarding process took 2 months. It was long and we didn't get much help. But the result, we made 20K in revenue. Got about 300 users. Yeah, about a third refunded. That hurt. But it taught me everything about pricing, positioning, and what customers actually wanted. AppSumo was good, but it wasn't the breakthrough. The breakthrough came from an affiliate partnership. I found someone in my space with an audience. We set up a promotion. And in one day, literally not even 24 hours, we made 20K in revenue. Not a lifetime deal like AppSumo. This was subscription revenue. That one day put us at 5K monthly recurring revenue. That's 60K ARR. A few months later, the same affiliate did another promotion. And that's how we crossed 100K ARR. Here's a lesson. Distribution beats product every single time. You can have the best SaaS in the world, but if nobody knows about it, you have nothing. Find the channel that works. For me, it was affiliates. For you, it might be SEO, content, or partnerships. But don't skip this phase. This is where you win or lose. So let's recap the Bootstrap Stack. Phase 1, prove it works with duct tape. Don't build the perfect product first. Phase 2, get paid to build. Strategic partnerships beat VC funding. Phase 3, be strategically lazy. Use low code or AI tools to move fast. Phase 4, test with real users. Free beta users are worth more than a perfect product in a vacuum. Phase 5, nail distribution. This is the unlock. Product gets you to the starting line. Distribution wins the race. That's how I went from white labeling software to 100K ARR. Solo developer, no VC, no co-founder. Just a system, a laptop, and a willingness to skip the traditional advice. And remember that teaser from the beginning? Phase 5 making me 20K in one day. That wasn't luck. That was finding the right distribution channel and executing. Most developers spend 90% of their time on the product and 10% on distribution. I flipped it. And that's made all the difference. If you remember one thing from this video, remember this: distribution beats product. You don't need perfect code, you need customers. I put together a free Bootstrap roadmap that breaks down each of these 5 phases in detail, including the exact tools I used, the mistakes I made, and the distribution strategies that worked. You can download it in the description below. If you want weekly revenue updates and behind the scenes breakdowns of how I'm scaling the AmChamp past 100K, I send those out to my email list. Link is also in the description. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.